Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. Well, before we get started, I'm still sick, so I don't know how long I'll be able to talk at the end of these, so bear with me. Our first one comes from Squidward's wifey. Am I the beehole for kicking out my sister of my house for not complying to my house rules? I, a 26-year-old female, live in a two-bedroom apartment, and I was living alone for the most part until last month, when my younger sister, a 23-year-old female, started living with me after my parents kicked her out due to her not contributing to the house. She had nowhere else to go, and she pretty much begged me to let her stay with me. I said that if she wants to live with me, she needs to follow my house rules. She is in her last year of university. So I said that she didn't need to contribute financially, but had to contribute to the household chores, something that she didn't do when living with my parents. I am a clean person, and I like my house to be neat and tidy. At first, she complied. She kept the kitchen clean, did her assigned chores, and would always clean up after herself. Then recently, around 2 weeks ago, she started slacking. She wouldn't do the dishes on her day, trashed the guest room, messed up the living room by leaving her clothes everywhere, and would not put things away. For example, she made a sandwich, and she didn't put away the bread, the vegetables, or the condiments. It was infuriating. I work 5 days a week, and I am exhausted. So I spoke to my sister and told her she needs to help me out by keeping my home clean. She just went, okay, okay. My sister did start cleaning, but it was only after I started nagging and being annoying. Then I sat her down and warned her that I will be kicking her out if she starts slacking, and turning my apartment into a pigsty. I said this is my house, and she needs to follow my rules if she wants to continue living with me. Fast forward to 2 days ago. I invited my friends over and told my sister to clean the guest bedroom and the kitchen, and to just tidy up the living room because my friends were coming over, and I was at work. So I wanted the house to be clean when I got home, and I would just prepare snacks. Well, my sister didn't do any of that. When I came home, the house looked extremely messy, and it was not like I left it before. Dishes in the sink, food on the countertop, blankets in the living room. Even the guest room was messy. I lost it. I screamed at my sister and told her to pack her shite and get the F out of my home. She cried and begged me to give her another chance, and I said no. She had one effing test, and she didn't do the one thing. We argued some more until she tearfully agreed to leave. She packed her bags and left. I quickly cleaned my house and had my friends over like normal. My parents are on my side, but my relatives are giving me grief for kicking my sister out, and they called me evil and a control freak a-hole. My sister is staying with my aunt as my parents refuse to let her stay with them. Am I the beehole? Hi, OP. I'm gonna say you're not the beehole. You were actually really nice. Your sister had a sweet thing set up. She didn't have to do with anything financially, she just had to keep the place clean. Anyone should be able to keep a finite area clean and half of her problems wouldn't exist if she just cleaned up after herself like an adult should. She's what, 23? She should know how to clean up after herself and wash some dishes and put away her sleeping things. If she's sleeping in the living room, it sounds like she's in the living room. And you gave her her second chance when you started, nagging at her to do some cleaning when she doesn't have to do anything financially, and you opened up your home to her. And I like how your relatives are coming at you, but no one's coming after her parents. There's a reason why they kicked her out. She must have done the same thing, must have been very lazy and very messy, and they got sick of it and kicked her out, and they expect you to just sit there and take it? Mm-mm. OP, I think you were being very generous, and you gave her more than enough chances to, not mess up like this. And she has consequences to her actions, and she got kicked out, which is fair. Our second one comes from Simple Private. Am I the beehole for telling my husband to stop helping my neighbor and her son? About 5 years ago, my neighbor, Jane, kept walking over to our house and sending me messages asking for help with her son to learn how to snowboard from my husband. Jane's husband wasn't interested in helping, and she kept telling me how great it was that my husband would snowboard with my son. At one point, she asked if my husband and her son could go snowboarding together. I put my foot down and said absolutely not. Fast forward a couple years later, and her son is now 16. She again asked for help buying a new snowboard, and my husband is nice, and went and helped her and her son purchase one. She then started texting him, asking if she could go with my husband and my son and her son snowboarding next week. My husband said that was fine. However, my son decided not to go last minute because he just wanted to spend time with my husband. My husband didn't know that, but I did. My husband spent the day with Jane and her son, after me telling him I wasn't happy about him going and that he should cancel. But he said he already told her he would, and he doesn't like to flake. She texts him during working hours. He replies, and he has relentless questions and asking when the next time they can go snowboarding. I told my husband to stop texting her and that he can't go with her anymore. It's making me uncomfortable. Note, her husband is around and did go with them to purchase a snowboard, but didn't have the time to spend with them on weekends, so she wants my husband to go help them and show them the ropes. He's one of those people that likes to help others. However, I told him to ghost her. He said it's going to be weird when he sees her in the neighborhood, and what he's supposed to say when he sees her. I told him to tell her that he's just too busy. Am I the beehole? Hi, OP. No, you are not the beehole. I would feel uncomfortable too if the person I was dating was going with another married person to do snowboarding and do anything like that. That's weird to me. If I was married with someone and someone's wife came up to me, hey, can you come with me to do a thing? Unless it's to like help someone who's in trouble, you know what I mean? But like go to the store, no, that's weird. Like for instance, I build computers, and if someone asks me to build a computer, I'm gonna show you the list. And if you want to order the parts, send me the money. But or you could do it yourself, but I'm not going to go with you to purchase everything. That's kind of weird to me. But it's pretty obvious to me that she's interested in your husband and she wants to, step out with him. You're right to be worried. I would too. I don't know what's going on with her husband, but I feel that she obviously wants to cheat. And she's very facey and bold trying to just do it in front of you like that. And with her husband, you need to sit your husband down and tell him not to do it because he's going to end up in a sticky situation that it's going to be hard to get out of. So make sure you get it through his head because she's obviously trying to. I feel like she's trying to ditch her husband because she's probably going to say he's not paying attention to her and he's neglecting her. But it sounds like he's just working his butt off to pay the bills, and she's going after your husband because she wants attention. OP, it's gonna end bad if you don't get it through his head, but you need to get it through his head because she's gonna make her move. Like it feels like a setup to her trying to cheat. So OP, not the beehole. And our final one is from IC Introduction 2768. Am I the beehole for accepting and refusing to return a gift from my son's girlfriend? My 23-year-old male son is 5 months into dating his girlfriend, a 22-year-old female. She is a complete delight to be around, and I think we bonded quite well despite being the short time we've known each other. Now I have to mention here that she's very rich. My son estimates that the money she gets from her parents every month is the same as his yearly income. Geez, she is rich. My son has expressed to me several times that he's worried that it might look like he's only dating her for the money. So he's been really strict about things like paying his share of things and not accepting expensive gifts from her. Yesterday was my birthday, and his girlfriend got me a very expensive designer handbag that I had mentioned being excited for by months ago, even though I could never afford it on my own. I'm so touched that she remembers a short comment I made so long ago. I told my son about it, and he became so angry at me. Said he had to refuse so many gifts, outings, and vacation plans since they've been dating because he can't stand her thinking that he's into her money. And I'm happily accepting the first gift she got me. He demanded that I return it immediately, or I'll disturb the dynamic of their relationship. I refused and told him it's such a thoughtful gift, even not considering the price. She'll be hurt if I return it. Honestly, OP, I agree with you on that. I would be hurt, especially if I spent good money on something like that for someone, you know what I mean? Because you got to know how to receive a gift. It makes you feel good when you give someone a gift and you can tell they really love it, and I bet you gave her that feeling. That's a nice feeling. But back to the story. Now he's saying I'm greedy and don't care that I'm making him out to look like a gold digger whose family's happy to mooch off of her. Alright, first things first, you're not mooching off of her. You didn't hound her for that bag. You weren't even expecting that bag. You just mentioned that you like it. I do the same thing with electronics, you know what I mean? I know I can't afford it right now, but every once in a while I like to say, ooh, I'd like to get that thing. It happens. And if someone got me that thing, that's awesome. Especially if I only mentioned it in passing, that means they really care about you and they want to.
she really wants to make a good impression on you, which to me means she really likes slash loves your son and wants to, have a good relationship with his mom. I don't know what's up with him. That's a green flag, man. Especially if you can get your mom and your girl to be cool with each other. Whew, that's a lot of stress off your shoulders. And like I said a little while before, I would probably be offended and hurt if especially if I bought someone something really expensive for your birthday and then you return it. That sucks. I would take that as an insult. He needs to just let it go. Your girlfriend wanted to do something nice for you. It's not like you're constantly going, you know what I mean? You're not asking her for things all the time and vacations. Plus, it's your birthday. You're supposed to get stuff on your birthday. You know what I mean? The thing is, I can't even be too mad at him because I get it. I would feel the same way too, even though I don't make a ton of money. But if I was dating someone who was making money, I wouldn't want them to think I was in it for the money. Because even if I try to stay in it for the money, I can only take it for so long if I'm not into the person. You know what I mean? Which I wouldn't. Life's too short to be miserable that long. But I do have to give him props for wanting to come off as for wanting to be a good, person and not be perceived as a gold digger. So OP, I'm gonna say you're not in the beehole. You're not the beehole. I don't know how to tell your son to, chill out, but I don't see you in the wrong here. Like I said, it's not like you're hounding her for more stuff. And she didn't have to do that. She could have bought you something cheap for your birthday too, or nothing at all. You know what I mean? So, no, not the beehole. Please enjoy your designer handbag.
Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe? It will really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.